All right, folks. So this is our inaugural episode of the Radical Root podcast. It's real people, real conversations, and I am honored to be joined by our guest Simone Golden. Um, you might have seen her name in some publications recently from AFS and some communications, but I would like for her to introduce herself and let us know exactly the work that she does and what she'll be doing with the AFS community. So, welcome to Simone.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And I'm really excited to be partnering with AFS and the community. Um, like I said, my name is Simone Golden. I am a licensed social worker and certified professional coach. I started my own independent coaching practice about a year ago now, that is aimed at working with people of color. So in my years working as a therapist and a counselor within Black and Brown communities in the Philadelphia and surrounding school systems, I found that my position as a woman of color, a Black woman specifically, really gave me a almost like an insider scoop, to the families that I was working with. When you walk in the door and families are able to see someone who is reflective of themselves and their families, there is something that just, innately puts them at ease. And I understand what that's like, as a consumer as well. So I was thinking, what, in the counseling space, in the coaching space, I want to kind of create something that is curated specifically for folks of color by someone of color, where they can come, process, talk, grow, share. And the difference between, traditional therapy and a coaching practice is really that we're goal oriented, right? So while we explore things from our past, we really focus on, what is going on right now in our lives. What are some of the barriers that are standing in the way of our goals? Really identifying those goals and working together to push through and accomplish them.
Beautiful, beautiful, and I think your work is so important, and and what you represent is so important too, particularly in spaces such as predominantly white institutions. We
Mm-hmm.
talk about often the whole notion of windows and mirrors, and being able to see yourself not only in the curriculum but also in the community. I think it's powerful, particularly when we think about all the trauma that folks might be sitting with during these times, and having someone who understands who they are and has been through similar experiences, unpack that with them and give them
Yeah.
a way forward is very important. And that's why I appreciate it when you reached out to me back in last spring, really when there was all the civil unrest, protest, police brutality, the killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery,
Mm-hmm.
many others.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful that you reached out and that we're going to be able to have this connection, because we know that counselors of color, coaches of color, are very important, particularly during these times, particularly for those students who might be most marginalized and
Mm-hmm.
impacted by these situations. So we're
Yeah.
super excited that you're going to be on board and working with us. And, we can't wait to engage in the work that you have planned for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to work with the students, but also the staff and the families as well, because sometimes we in the educational institutions, the focus is the children, but the folks that are caring for the children inside the school and outside the school, the parents and the faculty, right? We are wear many different hats. So remembering that I am a Black woman. I am also a parent. I am also an educator. And what is it like for me to, be experiencing everything that I'm experiencing in this world, while also having the responsibility of, maintaining the mental health, wealth, and academic, progress of this child, right? Because I may be going through my own personal experiences with things in the world right now. And what does that look like for me, to share and make sure that the children that I'm working with are able to understand this in a context that makes sense for them. And that is safe, creating safe spaces for those kinds of dialogues.
Yes, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much. And I know that we're going to be working with you as a community. But for those folks who are interested to learn more about you, how can they connect with you? Where can they find more of your information?
Yeah, so my direct email is goldentlc20@gmail.com. So you can always shoot me a direct email, and I do free consultations just to kind of, for us to get a feel for each other, feel things out, see if it's something that, you think is right for you. I also have an Instagram account that I run that's golden_TLC. And I also have a website, goldentlc.com. So check out any of those, and you can reach out to me directly. And I'm pretty swift with getting back to people. And even if you just want to connect, people that maybe are in the same spaces, if you're not even necessarily in need of coaching, but you're just in the same space of looking to, move our community in the right direction, and, the whole wellness of the Black and Brown community, reach out, and maybe there's other ways that we can connect.
Awesome. Well, thank you for giving us all that information. We look forward to working with you. And thanks again, Simone Golden.
Thank you.